Hi guys, this is Mrs. Keller. Happy Thursday. Today we're going to read chapters 5 and 6 of Eerie Elementary, The School is Alive. If you remember from Tuesday or the last video, I said that the title of chapter 5 is called Skeletons. So let's go ahead and get started. When Sam woke up, he was beyond confused. The halls were dark, nearly pitch black. What time is it? He wondered, standing up. Sam rubbed his eyes. He ran to the end of the hall. He peered through the big double doors. It was black as midnight outside. How long was I asleep? My mom is going to freak out, thought Sam. I have to get home now. He yanked on the doors, but they were locked. Hello? Sam whispered. Is anyone there? I fell asleep and clang, clang, clang. Sam spun around. All of the locker doors flung open, one after the other, all the way down the hall. Sam jumped back. His heart was pounding. Clang, clang, clang. All the locker doors slammed shut again. Sam was really hoping this was just a nightmare. He spun back around. He tugged as hard as he could on the doors, but it was no use. He was trapped. Trapped inside Eerie Elementary. The double doors flew open, knocking Sam to the floor. Then they slammed shut again. He was still trapped inside the school. Ouch, Sam yelled. Everyone knows you can't get hurt in a dream, so this must be real. He needed to escape. The school was coming to life all around him. Sam ran into his classroom. He threw his hands against the large window. He was hoping to see someone, anyone, who could help him. All he saw was the giant oak tree blowing in the wind. But it wasn't windy. Sam saw other trees, and none of those trees were blowing, and the leaves on the ground weren't whooshing around either. The only thing that was moving was that tree. Could the tree be alive? Sam thought. Poor Sam, he's really been through it today, huh? Smash! The glass window shattered. Sam fell to the floor as one of the tree's long, twisted branches came crashing through. It wrapped around Sam's leg. Sam began hitting the branch. Whack, whack, whack. Finally, the branch's grip loosened. Sam was able to crawl away. Behind him, he heard the branch scraping across the floor like fingernails on a chalkboard. The tree was reaching for him, trying to pull him back. He pushed his way through fallen desks. He stumbled back into the hallway. Pieces of glass crunched beneath his feet. I do not recommend doing that. Not safe. Thank goodness he's wearing gym shoes. Then, clang, clang, clang. All the locker doors were slamming open and shut at once. All of the classroom doors were doing the same thing. But worst of all was what Sam saw next. A figure stood at the end of the hallway. It had a body like a skeleton. Lights flashed and doors clanged, but the figure didn't move. It just stood there, perfectly still, staring at Sam. What would you do if you were Sam in this situation? Chapter 6, lucky you. I am reading 2 chapters at a time now, if you remember. I need to start remembering to turn my phone volume down when I record. If you remember me saying before, I am not a professional YouTuber, so thank you for being patient with me. Chapter 6, the danger is real. All of a sudden, the figure started running toward Sam. It was Mr. Nakobe. What's happening? Sam shouted. No time to explain. Get down, Mr. Nakobe yelled. One of the hallway fire hoses had come to life. It was like a long octopus tentacle. The hose crashed into the old man and knocked him on the floor. Then it came for Sam. Sam ducked as the fire hose whipped above his head. Blam! The heavy metal nozzle slammed into the lockers. That thing almost hit me, Sam gasped. The fire hose wasn't done. It kept whipping through the air. Wrestle it, Mr. Nakobe shouted. Are you nuts? Sam screamed. Grab onto it, Mr. Nakobe yelled from down on the floor. Sam gulped. The fire hose whipped around again. Sam leapt in the air just as the hose flew beneath him. He wrapped both arms around it and held on tight. Ah! He screamed. Tie the hose, Mr. Nakobe yelled. Sam grabbed the hose and tugged. He used all his might to pull the hose back around itself. He knotted it like a giant shoelace. The monstrous fire hose shook. It was choking. The hose crashed to the ground. Whomp! Sam smacked against the cold hallway floor. And just like that, everything stopped. The wild fire hose, the banging lockers, and the flashing lights. The school hasn't been this active in a very long time, Mr. Nakobe said, getting to his feet. Sam blinked twice. What? Never mind, it's late. You should go home. But the school, it's alive, Sam said. I don't understand. Mr. Nakobe handed Sam his backpack. Get home now, he ordered. Sam wanted answers, but even more than answers, he wanted out of that school. He turned on his heels, shoved open the now unlocked double doors, and ran home. He didn't stop once. Where have you been? Sam's mom yelled as Sam came running through the door. I was worried sick. Sam threw his backpack onto the kitchen floor. He kicked off his sneakers. One nearly hit his mom in the head. Oh, don't want to do that. The other bounced off a cabinet. Mommy wouldn't believe it, Sam said in between gulping gasps for air. He began to tell the tale. First, I almost got eaten by quicksand. Then a tree broke through the classroom window and Sam, his mom said, cutting him off. Tell me the real reason why you are late. Sam sighed. Of course, she wasn't going to believe him. Antonio and Lucy had not believed him either. At last, Sam said. Hall monitor duty. And that is the end of our reading today. Please come back next Tuesday for chapters 7 and 8. I hope you enjoyed that reading. I hope you're having a great summer. It is so hot this week, so please make sure you're wearing that sunblock if you're going outside. Make sure you're wearing sunglasses, maybe a hat, and run all around and have fun and enjoy your summer. And I will see you next time. Love you. Bye.